Alright, hello everybody, Resonance here, and it is the launch day of the brand new Kobolds and Catacombs expansion for Hearthstone, one of my personal favorite games to play. But before we get into this, I want to say thank you for those of you who take the time to support the content I do for games beyond just AoE 2. Not only are you helping grow the AoE 2 community and my channel, but it's just a huge help in general, so thank you so much. And you may also find this game more entertaining than you think. If you're new to Hearthstone, I do actually have a Hearthstone tutorial that's super comprehensive. Links on the screen or in the video description below that I definitely recommend that you watch first. Today, since this is the launch of the new expansion, I haven't had that much time to play around with the new decks, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what Flatch brings to the table this time. I'll be playing 2 games versus him. I'll be playing my Big Elemental Mage and then my Recruit Druid. Most of my decks are of... They need some tuning, as the expansion just came out, so I'm a little bit greedy. I think I cut the, what is that, Scroll of Wonders card finally from this deck, after playing it for a couple hours, but don't worry, I'll bring it back for some sort of Yogg, Servant of Yogg-Saron variant of Mage. Don't worry, that'll happen at some point. These decks, of course, it's always fun to look back at release day and see how far these decks have been refined. After this match, of course, I will showcase the full deck list, so fear not, my friends. We're going to mulligan back the Blaze Collar. This is called Big Elemental Mage. The goal of this deck is to play lots of big spells and elementals and blow Flatch to smithereens, and we'll see if we can do exactly just that. Welcome to the stream, everybody. A Deck of Wonders, that was what the card was. Thank you, Cthelian. Oh, that sucks. I can't ping that. I never thought I'd say that. Air Elemental OP, who plays that card? Come on. It's incredible discovery. That is incredible. Thank you so much, Jason Lee LFC, for donating $5 who said you gifted the Forgotten DLC for AoE about 2 to 3 years ago, so here's me saying my thanks. Keep up the good work, dude. Surprised you remember. I remember gifting that to you, Jason. It's been a while, man. Thank you. Like, I saw Scar posting about that too. I think he tweeted at me, and he's posted on my Steam profile as well. Since I gifted him, I think, either African Kingdoms or Rise of the Rajas. I think it's African Kingdoms. And he still remembered. I do that all the time out of my own pocket, and it just... Yeah, it warms my heart, man. Thank you. Well, I'm gonna discover all the secrets. It's that incredible. I'm gonna grab them all right now. This is all the secrets in the deck. I've tried multiple variations of this deck list already, and I really like Arcane Artificer, that 1/2 elemental that grants you armor whenever you worth the cost of the spell that you just cast, but I found that the secret package seemed better, so we're rolling with that. I have no idea what he's playing exactly. It appears to be a Jade Elemental Shaman, but he has Air Elemental, which is pretty sick. I like that. Arcane Tyrant is pretty good in this list, but it doesn't feel nearly as good as I thought it would be. So now I have to make the choice. Do I want to start pressuring his board, or do I want to start, drawing cards and whatnot? And I think I'm actually going to do this. Just play Pyros. I'm going to play Pyros because I need Steam Surger to activate for next turn. For those of you who are completely new to Hearthstone, my health is at the bottom. I'm at 30. His health is at the top. He's at 26. The first person at 0 loses the game. My stuff is on the bottom side, and then his stuff is on the top. This game is really readable from a UI standpoint. It's designed very, very nicely. So hopefully it's relatively straightforward. But again, I encourage you to watch my Hearthstone tutorial. Welcome to stream, Mortal Path and Bleeding Ice, and hello, No Alias. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Hello to Solano as well. I think I said hi to everyone else. I do have to lose Pyros here, don't I? That is unfortunate. But that's why Flame Tongue Totem is such a good card. Okay, well, I'm going to do this now, because if I don't, then I'm going to have a lot of trouble losing the Elemental Chain. I do think I have to hit this, unfortunately. The good news is that the way Hearthstone mechanics work is whenever he spawns a totem, it's going to spawn on the right side, so it can't possibly spawn on the left. So he could just play another taunt minion on the left, of course, and then that would cause me a very similar issue. The good news is that Steam Surger actually trades into White Eyes just fine, so that's great. Ithelian suggests that I ping my own face for dominance. Well, I don't know if I'm that kind of guy. Let's see, though. Now, we call this Big Elemental Mage, but I run a lot of 3-drops, like, spells. But the idea is that I have a lot of big spells in the deck, and we have cards that trigger off, which I'll show later maybe in post-editing, that trigger off spells in my deck. So hopefully I tutor all the secrets out of my deck, which I did with Arcanologist, and then I'm good to go. That's the idea, at least. I might even do it now. Gonna do it now. Yeah, we're gonna do that now. Kigo suggests I top deck lethal. I would love to. And we'll see exactly how skilled I am at Hearthstone. Now, personally, I think Hearthstone is best enjoyed when not taken too seriously. I really love this game. This has been one of my favorite games, and like the only games I've been able to consistently play since it came out. Just because, you know, I've been busy working 9 to 5 up until extremely recently. And even now I'm busy working 9 to 5, it's just now it's full-time Twitch and YouTube, at least in the short term. So Hearthstone is just the perfect game for that. It's really, really fun as soon as you start to realize that it's not intended to be a super competitive game, and it's just kind of silly, and that's okay. So this is the thing. Assuming that I draw my Arcane Intellects, I can tutor all the secrets out of my deck, so I can cheat with Raven Familiar, but I don't run Pyroblast, because I'm not a man, and I don't know if that's wrong. I can't really break through his board. He's just gonna hex this, right? Because he hasn't hexed anything yet. So maybe we just stonewall him. Play more minions. Yeah, there we go. That's why they call it the Big Elemental Mage, because we got big elementals and we got big spells. I would like to not draw the big spells just yet, however, that is a good draw for the coming turn, since I'll have 7 mana. You can see how much mana I have in the bottom right. Brixelnator asks, how many hours have you put into Hearthstone so far? I started playing it around the time the game came out. I did not play it in the beta because I didn't know it existed. But my good friend Arjun, if you ever see him in the chat, his name is either like Lord Genome or Terra Genome. He's basically responsible for, you know, around 80% of the games that I'm addicted to. He showed me this game, and I got Naxxramas for my birthday, and oh geez, you know, I've got thousands of hours in Hearthstone. It's one of my most played games of all time. So we're gonna bird him. And then we're gonna do this. Oh, you see how sick this is? And then my Arcane Tyrant, listen to this man. Oh yes.
When Earth moves, empires fall.
Alright, so this is a card that I'm really contemplating running in a lot of my recent Elemental Mage iterations, because unfortunately I didn't print anything that actually supports my favorite freeze Elemental Mage archetype. So this is another card that makes the deck. So I need some extra defenses, and this guy is pretty good. So what's the best way to deal with this turn? Could blow my own board up. That would be riveting. I may do that. I may not. So I have to ping this, right? No matter what I do. Probably. And then, this is fine. Yeah, I think this is fine. If there was any echo in the audio before, I do believe I fixed that now by finding my headphones. LedAX, as we all know, Meteor is where it's at. I actually have a Meteor in the deck. I will attempt to Meteor his face. We'll see if it works. Miracle says, shouldn't you put the elemental on the left? Is there a reason why I would? Sorry if I missed that. Hutchie TV says, as long as AoE comes before Hearthstone and playtime, I will keep loving you. Yes, AoE will... I mean, there was a time when I actually did play more Pokemon than AoE. No one really remembers that. But yeah, I mean, AoE is always the bulk of my the bulk of my uploads. It's AoE every Saturday. The ratio is kind of close though, but because it has to be. But in terms of hours of content, AoE is like 70 to 80%. I'm very dedicated to that. This card is not as good in an Elemental Mage where I have board control all the time. I don't want to be nuking my own stuff. That's a little bit unfortunate. I also don't want to hit that. I want him to hit that. Should I start hitting his face? I don't think so. Okay, another Firelands portal is good. Oh, I should have done that first, because then I would have Firelands'd his dude, so that was actually a mistake. Yeah, okay, so, in retrospect, I think I should have, played that first, right? So I'm gonna Firelands that. Faust, if you know nothing about this game, then I definitely recommend you watch my Hearthstone tutorial first. Kigo asked what legendaries have you opened so far. I opened a Golden Temporis and a Golden, whatever that Shaman legendary weapon is, so that's pretty... That was both really lucky and really disappointing. At least that means I can turn those into other legendaries. Like, I don't think Temporis will be a competitive card in any way whatsoever. But in addition to that, I opened Valinir, and I crafted Dragoncaller Alanna. What do I do about this board? Do a new minion in the deck somewhere. I believe you, man, don't worry. So I can do this now. I actually think it's time to nuke my own board, right? It is time to nuke my own board. Yeah, there we go. There's the meteor. This is pretty sick. Check this out. Oh, that's so satisfying. Oh, that is just good stuff. That is great. That is fantastic things. I love that. The Alias is basically Magic the Gathering. Yeah, it's very similar to Magic the Gathering, for sure. Dude, Millhouse Manastorm, you recruit him out of the deck, Ladiak? It's OP. What's that 9-mana legendary that recruits a 1 attack, 2 attack, and 3 attack minion? Dude, Millhouse Manastorm? Hello? That's so much value. Earth Elemental. Did you discover that? Yeah, he did. Okay, I was wondering if he had the balls to put it in his deck, and he's playing some kind of like Overload Elemental Shaman. Or really any Overload Shaman of any kind gives me tremendous respect for somebody. I think that the sooner I play this, the better. But then I'm going to lose my Elemental Chain, and I don't have a good way to continue Elemental Chaining, so maybe I do have to do this. But Firelands portaling this is also really good, so that actually sucks. I may end up Dragon's Furying, honestly. Yeah, I'm going to Dragon's Fury. Okay, that's fine. I should have actually hit first, now that I think about it, in case I needed that 1 damage. But he'll trade anyway. Did I go with the... Of course I'm going with Anomalous. You kidding? Anomalous is hilarious synergy with Lich Jaina. It's super duper funny. It's like a full heal. Same thing with Baron Geddon. Maybe I'm going to finally get some gameplay of that. I hope I do. I hope I do. Is Master Oakheart the 9-mana legendary by you? Oh, okay. Thelian says, yeah, Master Oakheart. I have a feeling... And we'll see if I'm right, that Master Oakheart is quite good in a control warlock of some sort is where I see lots of potential for that. So I think now is the time to play this so I can start healing.
Do not fear power. Fear those who wield it.
Fear not power. Fear those who wield it. Brothers, heed my call. Okay. Yeah, it's a pretty cool card. I think Master Oakheart is potentially viable. No, Ailey says, Yo, Rez, have you seen AAA getting burned at the Game Awards? Is ruthless. I have not seen them getting burned at the Game Awards, but I believe you when you say it's ruthless. They've, it's the most corporate-friendly way I can say this. They've had some suboptimal, non-consumer friendly industry choices over the years.
I must decide.
So if I play Anomalous now because I want to clear his board, then I'm going to stop getting elementals, and I like elementals. So I'm going to resist the urge to play Anomalous now and let him clear my board for free. I think is fair. How many cards do I have? I have 8. This is bringing me 9. Nice. Draw last. Excuse me, you are on fire. People have been playing him in Control Warlock. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I mean, I've been super duper busy recently, working on all the Patreon projects and channel maintenance, and you know, now that I stream twice a week, it's been overwhelming. I will take a little bit of vacation sometime between Christmas and New Year's because I never really had any vacation when I was at my previous job. So, and I could desperately need it. I still work, like, the same hours now that I used to. The only difference is that I get paid significantly less. But I'm also really, like, happy now, which is weird. And that's all thanks to you guys. Guys, I did it. I did it.
Right away.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna heal... I'm gonna heal so much, but it doesn't really matter because I'm at 22. But look at it. Look at this. Come on. Come on. Was that not sick, or was that not sick? I won a game where I was at 2 HP, and I dropped the Baron Geddon, and boom! Hottest mixtape of 2017. You will burn! And then I heal just like 20 HP. Just what is that? It's great. I love this game. Oh, thank you, Orion. Thank you. If any of you watching this live really want to help me out, one of the best, or on YouTube, one of the best things you can do is go to my my variety playlist and leave a like rating in all the videos in there. It helps out a lot. I check out that donation in just a momento. First thing to play my turn out. Have I seen new cards in his deck yet? I wonder, does he run like the double battle cry guy? Because Trump says that card's bad. I think that card's tremendous. But that's the type of player I am. Yes, because my water elemental will die regardless.
Right away.
And I hit this. I mean, this thing will die regardless, but I want another... Flames consume you. But I want another water elemental. I think the secret to success in any Frostless Jaina deck is excessive water elementals. Just playing them every turn. It's alright, Flatch. I'm gonna play a second game versus you, because I know you got new cards in there. Well played.
Well played.
Oh yeah, 10 mana Pyros. Pyros is one of my favorite cards of all time. It's such a res card. Hey, major Shaman victory! Nice, nice. Welcome to Stream Mandoon. Mortal Path asks, does me turning off ad block on YouTube benefit you? Tremendously it does, absolutely it does. But let me show you the list that I was using here. Now, I always love looking back on this in a few weeks to a few months and being like, oh, yeah, I always start at the expansion just like everybody does. Big dreamers, starry-eyed, with very greedy deck lists, and eventually we tone it down. I've already toned this one down by putting in the secret package with Arcanologist, double Ice Barrier, Ice Block, and Medivh's Valet. I found that Medivh's Valet, since we're not running Frostbolt because we want no cheap spells because of things like Raven Familiar, that we're putting the big in the Big Elemental Mage, that this was actually pretty helpful. And I generally have enough elemental activators. This guy's an elemental, which is kind of interesting. With Servant of Kalamos, you can discover another one of him, keep him in your hand, and then drop them all for 0 if you happen to play a spell that costs 5 or more. Dragon's Fury is pretty sick. It seems to have some anti-synergy with the fact that I play a deck that does fight for the board, which makes me wonder if this type of card could have potential in a Freeze Mage type archetype. Maybe you cut the Frost Nova Doomsayer, or just the Doomsayer. This is a really, really good board clear. There, I think, will be a very viable, potentially, I'm making bold predictions at the start of the expansion, but I think that there will be some form of big mage. It won't look like this, that will be good. And then, you know, I got some of my top-end guys. These are pretty nice. Baron-Geddon, you know, he pulled some magic. Did not get to showcase Dragoncaller Alanna there, but Dragoncaller Alanna is great. If you summon 1 dragon, it's not very good. If you summon 2 dragons, it's insane. And anything beyond that, just the value overload. Love this card. Love this deck. Frost Lich Jaina kind of carries it. It's a really fun deck, and this is one of my favorite legendaries. I love these cards. If I could find Blizzard and give them a hug for printing some of these cards from Mage, I would, because one of my favorite archetypes. And about the Big Elemental Mage, I did have Medivh in this list originally. I don't remember what I cut him for, because the games that I did win with this deck, I did not need Medivh. I think that Medivh will be in whatever actual competitive variation of Big Elemental Mage is, but I did end up cutting him from this specific list just because I ran the Elemental package, so hopefully you found my analysis interesting.